My name's Aaron Blake, 29, and this is how my marriage detonated at our own anniversary party. We'd booked a rooftop in downtown Chicago, skyline, lake, the works. 40 people came to toast 3 years of marriage. I'd just finished a sappy little thank you when my wife, Clara, 27, stood, tapped her glass, and smiled a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Aaron and I have decided we're going to try being just friends for 2 months. You could have heard a pin drop. On Michigan Avenue. It wasn't a discussion we'd had. It was a press release. In that instant, I had two choices: beg for clarity in front of our parents and friends, or keep my dignity. I swallowed hard and said, "Perfect. Let's be friends." If she wanted just friends, I'd honor it literally. Friends don't share keys, errands, or streaming passwords. Friends split checks, make plans, and respect boundaries. The next morning, she texted, "Don't forget my dry cleaning. Thanks, babe." I replied, "Can't, busy." Friends don't assign chores. She tried again. Comfort pasta, Wi-Fi rescue, my Netflix. Login. I sent restaurant suggestions, a Geek Squad link, and a note about splitting subscriptions. The emojis she returned could have powered the Sears Tower. A week in, I came home to find my door ajar and the apartment smelling like her perfume. Half my groceries gone, laundry detergent missing, a sticky note, borrowed some things. The keks. I called a locksmith, packed a box of her stray items, and handed it over when she arrived, furious to find the locks changed. "Friends don't have keys to each other's apartments," I said. "Your rule, not mine." At our friend Jessica's dinner, Clara arrived glued to a coworker named Eli and performed jealousy theater all night. I didn't audition. I ate lamb, talked Cubs with Mike, and noticed Sophie, Clara's best friend, watching the show with a quiet, amused look. She was sharp, kind, and refreshingly real. The cracks in Clara's plan widened. At 11:30 p.m. one night, she called, teary. "I think I made a mistake. I miss talking to you." "We could talk," I said, "over coffee. Public, neutral, like friends." She wanted wine at our place. I held the line. Coffee was brutal but honest. She framed the friendship trial as a growth experiment. I said marriages aren't Netflix series you pause and resume. We left with no reunion scheduled. Then Sophie texted, "Extra ticket to a show at Second City. Want to come?" "If it's weird, say so." It wasn't weird. It was easy. We laughed. She asked if I was actually okay. No games, no coded demands, just care. Walking out into the night, she said, "I like you, Aaron. If that complicates things, I get it. If it doesn't, I'd like to do this again." 18 hours later, my phone lit up like an ambulance. "You can't date Sophie?" Clara shrieked. "She's my best friend. We're married." "Per your toast, we're friends," I said. "Friends don't control other friends." She cycled through guilt, bargaining, and threats, then called 23 more times that day. When that failed, she showed up pounding on my door at 6 a.m., accusing me of stealing her life. I reminded her she'd ended the marriage in public. I was simply living within the boundaries she set. Next came the smear campaign. She phoned our friends and even my workplace, suggesting I was having a breakdown. HR called me in. I showed them a neat timeline of calls, texts, and the lock change episode. They thanked me and quietly flagged her number. At a group night out, Clara tried the same routine, whispered concern, big tears, bigger stories. Marcus, my best friend since college, finally said what everyone was thinking. "You ended it in public. He owes you nothing." Then Sophie, who'd been collecting receipts, read aloud Clara's messages to her. Guilt trips. You'll have his blood on your hands, and accusations of home wrecking. The room went silent. Clara chose scorched earth instead, storming out while hinting I might turn violent. That backfired too. By Monday, her firm let her go. Sophie filed a restraining order with weeks of documented harassment. A judge signed it. Clara moved back to her parents' place and, according to mutual friends, finally found a therapist who doesn't co-sign the drama. The divorce itself was quiet. No fireworks, just signatures. Sophie and I took it slow. We kept talking, laughing, splitting checks, showing up for each other. 4 months later, we moved in together because we were already living like teammates. She has taste, I own tools. It works. People sometimes ask if we feel guilty. We don't. Clara detonated the marriage when she chose just friends at a microphone. Sophie and I just found each other in the rubble and built something sane. If there's a moral, it's this. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. Just friends means boundaries on keys, errands, emotions, and control. Real friends want you happy even when your happiness isn't centered on them. Clara wanted me available. Sophie wants me happy. That's the whole difference, and all the closure I need.